On the 4th of July, we think of flags, fireworks, and freedom. But sometimes the spirit of America walks on four legs. This is the story of Seaman, a 150-pound Newfoundland dog who marched with Lewis and Clark across an uncharted continent and became, in his own way, one of our earliest American patriots. The year was 1803. President Thomas Jefferson had just completed the Louisiana Purchase, doubling the size of the United States. He commissioned Meriwether Lewis and William Clark to explore the new territory, to map it, meet its native peoples, and find a water route to the Pacific. As Lewis gathered supplies, he made an unusual decision. He visited a breeder in Pittsburgh and purchased a Newfoundland dog for $20, roughly $500 in today's money. The dog's name? Seaman. Strong, intelligent, and loyal, Seaman would become the only non-human member of the Corps of Discovery to make the entire 8,000-mile journey. He helped hunt. He guarded the camp at night. He once chased off a wild buffalo that charged the expedition's boats. The Native American tribes they met were fascinated by the massive black dog. Some thought he was a bear. Others offered horses in trade. Lewis politely refused every time. In one journal entry, Lewis writes of how Seaman retrieved a wounded beaver from a river, despite the animal biting him multiple times. Another time, Seaman was nearly stolen by a group of Native Americans, and Lewis mourned his potential loss more deeply than almost any other danger on the expedition. Seaman survived harsh winters, mosquito swarms, near starvation, and countless miles of rugged terrain, all without complaint. When the expedition finally returned in 1806, Seaman walked with Lewis and Clark into history. And while many of the men scattered or faded into obscurity, Seaman remained, a quiet symbol of the courage, loyalty, and endurance it took to carve a nation out of wilderness. When Meriwether Lewis died tragically just a few years later, Seaman reportedly refused to eat and died shortly after at Lewis's gravesite. His legacy lived on. In 2003, on the bicentennial of the expedition, Seaman was honored with statues along the Lewis and Clark Trail. In St. Charles, Missouri, and Great Falls, Montana, you can find his bronze likeness, still standing, ears up, alert, watching. Each July 4th, reenactors and communities in these towns often remember not just the men of the expedition, but Seaman, too. Because Seaman reminds us that patriotism isn't always about politics or proclamations. Sometimes it's about showing up, marching forward, and sticking by your team when the road gets hard. So this 4th of July, when you see a flag waving or hear the fireworks echo in the night sky, think of a shaggy black dog who helped discover a nation. Think of Seaman, America's first four-legged explorer. Happy Independence Day.